Woman Smith. Here. Deputy Mayor Fay. Absent. And Mayor McCloughan.
Here.
Also present, Jackie Schenkowitz, ERI, Wade Dickey, Township Sister, and Bobby Quinn, Deputy Administrator of Township Clerk.
Thank you, Bobby. We now move on to the approval of the regular and executive session minutes for September 4th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Benson. Second.
Thank you. Bobby, roll call, please.
Committeeman Benson.
Yes.
Committeeman Robinson.
Yes.
Committeewoman Smith.
Yes.
Mayor McCloughan.
Yes. Okay. We have a special presentation this evening that I'm very excited about. As folks may be aware, September is National Recovery Month. This started off as a recognition of addiction awareness. It has now been expanded to include mental health awareness, helping folks seek treatment and to reduce the stigma for mental health and substance use issues. In fact, just before the meeting, I know Committeewoman Smith and Committeeman Benson and I were at the outreach event that our police department and emergency squad had in partnership with the county over at the Lowe's Shopping Center. Thank you guys for doing that. I wasn't able to get there until towards the end, but I'm told it was very well attended and received, and I look forward to having more of those here in town. So thank you again for doing that and for the pretzel. So in recognition of National Recovery Month, we will be issuing a proclamation, and I've invited a very special guest to receive the proclamation and to speak a few words to us tonight about recovery. This gentleman is truly an ambassador for recovery and a wonderful example to all of us, and a tireless advocate and helper for people who need it. And even though he's a fish fan, we love him. So, Mr. Jonathan Curl, who is Program Supervisor for Clear Direction Recovery Centers, if you please would join me down here at the microphone.
Whereas millions of Americans bravely navigate the path of recovery from substance use disorders, demonstrating immense strength and resilience. And whereas these individuals, their families, and the dedicated professionals who support them embody the principle that recovery is for everyone, every person, every family, every community. And whereas substance use disorders are complex and chronic illnesses, not moral failings, and deserve the same compassion, understanding, and treatment as any other medical condition. And whereas National Recovery Month serves as a vital opportunity to increase public awareness and understanding of the importance of prevention, treatment, and recovery services. And whereas the transformative power of recovery is celebrated, and the commitment to ensuring that individuals seeking help have access to the support they need to achieve and sustain long-term well-being is reaffirmed. And whereas we ask all citizens, government agencies, private businesses, nonprofit organizations, and other groups are called upon to observe this month with appropriate programs, activities, and ceremonies that promote the societal benefits of recovery, treatment, and prevention, educate communities about the nature of substance use disorders, encourage those struggling to seek help, remind them they are not alone, honor the dedication and efforts of recovery support professionals, counselors, and all who contribute to the recovery community. Now therefore, on behalf of Lumberton Township Committee of the Township of Lumberton, we do hereby proclaim September 2025 as National Recovery Month, and it is my great pleasure to award you with this proclamation. Thank you for everything. And now, Mr. Curl has been kind enough to take some time tonight to share some words of wisdom with us. So, take it away.
First and foremost, it's an absolute honor to have been asked to come out tonight. It's a privilege, and I feel that there's a responsibility as being somebody in long-term recovery. I stand here before you tonight to accept this, but this is significant of a team. Like, I did not do this alone. I did not do this by myself. I tried to get to stand here by my own, and it never worked. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with my story tonight, but I think there's a very powerful word in this. It's called National Recovery Month, which is different than simple sobriety. If I don't want to have a drink or I don't want to use drugs today, that makes me sober, right? But this is recovery that Black was talking about, which is different than that. You know, recovery is a process. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes commitment, and it takes a team. No one in recovery will tell you that they did this on their own. I accept this for my team, the team that never gave up on me, the team that continues to show up for me, and the team that I turn around and I call my friends, my colleagues, my family. You know, recovery, it taught me things. You know, sobriety is one thing, and that's great. But recovery taught me the meaning of things. It taught me meaning of words like honesty and hope and courage and faith and integrity, you know, humility and willingness. I was told all I needed to do is come into these rooms, not these rooms. These rooms make me nervous. I normally get escorted into rooms like this, in my experience, so I'm a little nervous. But, you know, it taught me how, not these words aren't just words, they're concepts. And if I continue to show up being honest, if I continue to show up being humble, if I continue to show up being willing and aware and persevere and turn around and give this to the next sick and suffering person, that I can't, but we can. And I think that that's like a very underused kind of slogan that in the recovery realm. I was very fortunate enough that I could take and use what I've learned from my team and then apply it in a position that I can support my family today. I'm very grateful for that. I will forever be grateful for that. This isn't just something that I come here tonight to do. It's something that I live. And I can't see it any other way. You know, I have people that, my son sitting in the back tonight, you know, he's one of 5. And there's people relying on me today. And being sober is not enough. Like, recovery in my life is what makes the engine run. All the hats I wear, I'm a father, I'm a student, I'm an employee, I'm a brother, I'm a son, and all the hats that I wear. Like, I can't stress this enough. Recovery is a part of my life. It is not my whole life, because it can't be. But it is certainly the engine that keeps all the other cars running. You know, again, I appreciate, I can't stress that enough. I really appreciate coming out tonight, being asked. I am truly, truly humble. My son will tell you the whole ride over here, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to say tonight. And everything I thought I was going to say, as soon as I went to that door, I was like, I don't know. So, you know, the life of recovery, it doesn't give us a life back. You know, a lot of people that are struggling with drugs and alcohol, you know, I just want my life back. I just want my life back. But what it does is it opens up so much more. There's so many opportunities that have been presented to me over the years that if you would have told me 13 years ago that I would be college educated, I would have laughed. A father of 5, I would have probably cried, but I would have laughed. You know, working in the field of addictions, you know, being in a master's program, and still sober today. Like, that's recovery. That's not sobriety, that's not abstinence. Like, that's what recovery does. You know, it's the maintenance. I put the drink and the drugs down, and I picked up recovery. And that's the maintenance to not go back to it. You know, so, again, Mayor LeBlanc, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you again, John, for your words of inspiration and for your story. Coming all the way up here from Sicklerville, we appreciate you. We are now going to move on to the consent agenda resolutions. Does anyone on the committee wish to remove anything from consent tonight? All right, seeing, hearing none. Bobby, please read the title of each resolution.
Yes, Resolution 2025-176, authorizing the tax collector to adjust an account pursuant to the totally disabled veteran exemption for Block 5.01, Lot 12, 21 Chestnut Street. Resolution 2025-177, resolution of the Township of Lumberton, authorizing the release of the maintenance bond posted by Walters Group Construction, Cornerstone in Lumberton.
Okay, thank you. That was nice and brief. Any questions or comments from the committee? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved, Benson. Second.
Thank you. Bobby, roll call, please.
Committeeman Benson?
Yes.
Committeeman Robinson?
Yes.
Committeewoman Smith?
Yes.
Mayor LaPlante?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, Bobby, do you have any correspondence this evening?
No, Mayor, not this evening.
Any unfinished business?
No.
Any new business?
Yes, thank you. In your packet, we have a proposal from the Township Planner in the amount of $6,000 in which to basically look over the development regulations, reviews, and amendments in the land use code book. And again, that particular proposal is for no more than $6,000, and if you're so inclined, I would need a motion and second. And the Township Administrator and CFO indicated that there are available funds for said proposal.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Bobby, roll call, please.
Committeeman Benson?
Yes.
Committeeman Robinson?
Yes.
Committeewoman Smith?
Yes.
Mayor LaPlante?
Yes.
Thank you.
We now move on to the approval for purchases over $5,000 for the bill list dated September 18, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Benson. Second.
Thank you. Bobby, roll call, please.
Committeeman Benson?
Yes.
Committeeman Robinson?
Yes.
Committeewoman Smith?
Yes.
Mayor LaPlante?
Abstain on either item, yes on the rest.
Thank you.
We now move on to the regular bill list and check register dated September 18, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Benson. Second.
Thank you. Bobby, roll call, please.
Committeeman Benson?
Yes.
Committeeman Robinson?
Yes.
Committeewoman Smith?
Yes.
Mayor LaPlante?
Abstain on either item, yes on the rest. Okay, we now move on to the public comment portion of our meeting. In accordance with Lumberton Township Ordinance 22.201, I will receive and direct all comments from and responses to the public. Each committee member may be given the opportunity to discuss or respond to the public comment if they so choose. Comments or responses shall be limited to 5 minutes. I will now open the meeting for public comment. If you would like to address the committee, please step forward to the microphone and please state your name and address for the record.
Rodriguez, 66. I wanted to know what's the progress on the cannabis in our town. I know there's a lot of approval and stuff, but you really haven't heard anything too much after.
Yes, so Jackie, I don't know if you have anything specific on that, but I know we did obviously recently approve what is intended to be a retail establishment on the bypass, right next to the iconic Wellness, which got approved many years ago. There's also some manufacturers and distributors that we're basically waiting for them to open their doors. Jackie, do you have any other?
The only other update that I would have is the first approval that we issued several years back, as the mayor indicated. Iconic Wellness had to come back to the Land Development Board to amend their site plan just due to some changes. They were going to keep the drive-through, then they weren't, so just kind of changed it, had to come back for another approval. And I believe it was the August agenda where the store got approved. So neither of them have perfected and conformed plans yet. So part of that and any other state with the license, we're really just holding it up.
I know we had an application for the landlord last month, which obviously Commissioner Robinson and I were not permitted to hear, but it was approved by the landlord. I believe that was for cannabis, I believe, manufacturing over at on Ark Road. Yes. So that was approved by the landlord last month. And then obviously the committee gave its support for the retail establishment on the bypass. They are still waiting to get their state license approval though.
So they're still waiting on that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Louis, where have you been? We missed you.
Oh, yeah, I'm a caretaker. You know what that means? I'm a full-time, 24/7 caretaker for my mom.
Oh.
Yeah. Glad to see you. I have a couple of questions. First question, have you seen any issues with the open space of the Flying W that used to be an airport? What's the progress of the property? Is there going to be more homes or... The reason I ask is we have a meeting last week of a veteran coming, the stuff is going to be built on that spot. What happened to all the water coming from Medford to Lumberton to Mahali? I'm not having an issue with that. That's one question that came.
Okay. So I will let Jackie jump in where I have loopholes in my facts, but I think for the most part, Flying W is where it was before, which is that on the Medford side, they've completed all of their approvals. That side of Flying W is going to be a component of their affordable housing obligation, which is substantial. The proposal that's on the table would put over 55 homes on the Lumberton side, but that has not been approved yet. That has not come before the land board yet. So right now it's kind of just hanging out there. My understanding is that they won't start on the Medford phase until they get an approval from Lumberton, because the plan is to build the clubhouse for the whole development on the Lumberton side, so they don't want to start without being able to do that. So, Jackie, I don't know if you've heard from the developers or any plans that come by us.
No, all of that is accurate. That's the latest update that I would have as well.
Okay, I appreciate it, and I'd like to see my friend Benson, with a happy smile. Just a general question, the general question that, I asked, are you allowing, let's say, for a ICE officer, from government, or that allowed to come any place like for here, for a township, or a fire truck, or you have like some kind of protection, protection from people?
Are you talking about ICE?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I would defer my answer to that to the police chief, because every police department has their own protocols for how they need to comply with, a federal agency enforcing the laws.
I'm just curious,
I wouldn't want to comment inaccurately about that. That is something for the police department to answer to. So what I can do, Louis, is I will speak to the chief and see what their exact position is, and I will let you know. I don't think we've had, to my knowledge, we haven't had any ICE outreach here in Lumberton. I could be wrong, but I haven't heard of any. But again, I will speak to the chief on that. Or, he's in the back of the room, so you're certainly free to ask him yourself when the meeting's over if he has any information for you.
Well, that's great. We have to protect our people in Burlington County. That's my final saying. Thank you, and thank you for having me as a guest.
Okay, thank you, Louis, and take care of your mom, okay? Anyone else for public comment this evening? All right, seeing none, I will close public comment and move on to committee comment. Before I do that, however, I would like to ask everyone to join me in a brief moment of silence. As you see, our Deputy Mayor Fay is not here with us tonight because she sadly lost her mother last weekend after a prolonged illness. Her mom was an absolutely wonderful, beautiful human being. She was truly the definition of a lady. She will be missed. And I know Deputy Mayor Fay was working very hard, also as a caretaker like you, Louis. She was, taking care of her at their home, and that was a big task for her family. And she still managed to do all of her township stuff and all of her stuff for her job while taking care of her mom. So she's really remarkable. Her whole family is. So everyone, just please join me for a brief moment of silence right now. Thank you. All right, comments from the Township Committee, starting with Committeeman Benson.
Good evening. I'd like to start by thanking our employees and department heads for their hard work and dedication to our town. We work every dozen bill unnoticed. Me being home a little more, I get to see the trucks all around, the DPW trucks, and I get to see the police force as much. But they are around, and they're just a phone call away. And I especially would like to thank our EMS and police department for their continued dedication to not only our community, but the surrounding communities as well. As the mayor stated, and the gentleman also stated, addiction and food insecurities are real. It takes a village to win this war. The residents who came out to I'd like to thank the residents who also came out to the re-grand opening of the pickleball and tennis ball courts. Seemed like they enjoyed themselves. A lot of the residents started playing immediately after we cut the ribbon, so I guess that's something that the residents really get to enjoy. It really came out great. Took some great pictures of the courts before everybody got on, and the icing on the cake, I guess, was Mr. Salty for everybody. And the kids seemed to love it as well. Just like to thank everyone else for coming out tonight. Get home safe.
Thank you. Committeeman Robinson.
I want to thank everybody that showed up today. When I come here and I look at your faces and I see that you've taken time out of your lives to come here to listen to what we have to say and to watch our proceedings, I want to punch myself in the head because I never came out to these meetings before I ran, and I really appreciate the fact that there are people out there that do, and it's because of people like you and people like me are allowed to sit at home and watch TV while you guys keep an eye on government. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Cleveland Smith.
I'm glad to see more new faces in the crowd also. Some acknowledgements for this meeting. I wanted to acknowledge the police department being at ShopRite during the Bag for Hunger. I thought that was pretty cool. Community policing goes a long way. They're not just there to lock people up. Also, there was a young lady recognized from the police department, her and the lieutenant. Her name is Mrs. Avery. She is a crossing guard for Lumberton Police Department. Her and Lieutenant Tenner cleared some way of debris so that it made their path, the children's path to school safer. So I thought that was really cool. They didn't have to do that. They went above and beyond because that is a county road. So, and that's all I have for tonight. It was really good seeing everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. EMS night is coming up. Show your faces to EMS night. There's a lot of demonstrations and food trucks.
Thank you. So obviously I'm just going to echo the comments about emergency services night on September 26th. It's going to be a wonderful night for everyone. We have fireworks and all the usual fanfare, food trucks, all that good stuff, and all of our emergency services agencies, police, fire, EMS, and OEM came together to put on a great event. Hopefully you've started to see some of the sponsor banners around town. They've done really hard work getting sponsors to support the event financially, so it's at no cost to the taxpayers and free for everyone who attends. We're very proud of that. Some quick congratulations. Now, Chief Engel escaped the room. You probably knew I was going to embarrass him, but two of Lumberton's finest had a very good week. Our Fire Marshal, Vincent Knott, is also a firefighter in West Hampton, and on Tuesday night, he was promoted to captain in the West Hampton Fire Department, so congratulations to him. And our Chief, Ryan Engel, who just escaped, was promoted to lieutenant in the West Hampton Fire Department on Tuesday as well. And we are so fortunate to have both of them serving Lumberton with their expertise and their dedication. Chief Engel also got engaged recently too, so congratulations, I think, on that as well. Speaking of the fire department, I also wanted to make a public announcement that the fire department will be having an open house across the street at the Emergency Services Building on Monday, September 29th at 6 o'clock. The purpose of the open house is to provide an information session regarding the non-binding referendum that is on the ballot in November concerning proposals to supplement our volunteer fire service with paid firefighters. I want to stress that the proposals that have been circulated are just examples of what we might do. There is nothing that is set in stone. The referendum is on the ballot for a reason, so we can hear from the voters how you feel about it. I know there's some confusion about the specific numbers and charts that the township put out with 3 proposals for 4 paid firefighters, full-time and part-time, versus the audit report that was done that would include a paid fire chief. That was done because the auditors were asked to look at all possible scenarios for how a department might be staffed with paid personnel. At present, the township is not considering adding a paid fire chief to the department. The proposals that are being considered right now would just add rank and file firefighting staff, part-time or full-time, for a total of 4 members, depending on what happens. And obviously, if that process were to occur, it would be part of our budget discussions next year. It would all be up for public discussion. There would be multiple meetings to have it. No, nothing's going to happen that people are not aware of and don't have the opportunity to comment on. And as always, we are very sensitive to the fiscal concerns of the township and the beating that we've all been taking for the last couple of years, whether it's our school taxes or utility bills or just the cost of everything. So I just want to make sure people take the opportunity. I want to thank Chief Engel and his members for opening their doors on September 29th. Use this opportunity. Go talk to them, get all your questions answered. And no matter how you vote in November, please make sure your vote is an educated one. And finally, just a thank you again to Jonathan Kroll for coming up tonight to help us celebrate National Recovery Month. Today's a very special day for me. 6 months ago to the day, I entered inpatient treatment for alcoholism and completed 2 months of inpatient treatment, and I've been doing outpatient treatment for the last 4 months. I can't believe it's been 6 months already. In some ways, it feels like it's gone very fast and also painfully slow. That's just the nature of recovery. I'm gratified to the support that I have, both people that I've known my whole life and new people I've met over the last 6 months. With respect to recovery and also mental health issues, I just want to say that there's never been a better time to get better. Right now in 2025, here in New Jersey, we have more resources available to us, more qualified people who are willing to help. We have a state here in New Jersey that has set up a framework that is very supportive of getting treatment. Our insurance companies cover it now. A few years ago, that wasn't true. You didn't have mental health parity for insurance. You didn't have substance use treatment covered by your insurance. There were very, very few centers that were available to people. People just went without help. So whether it's you or someone else you know, please encourage them to get help. The world can be a scary and depressing place, and nobody should have to suffer it alone. Help is out there. So thank you. Bobby, caucus agenda.
Yes, your next regular township committee meeting is set for October 2nd, 2025, 7 p.m. here in the courtroom.
Wade, did we meet for executive tonight?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Oh, I almost forgot in my congratulations. Wade had a baby. Well, Wade's wife had a baby.
Thanks.
And your daughter's name is?
Lily.
Lily. That's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
And Mom and Dad are sleepless but doing well.
Definitely sleepless.
Yes. All right. So nothing else going on. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.